Sanibonani babukeli kuphi nakuphi lapho nibheke khona intandokazi yohlelo lenu ilungelo lakho. It's your right. Khona la kumamba phambili SABC 1 Mzansi for sure. 0117146918 or 0117146919. Those are the magic numbers to dial. Ngoba phela si live in studio namhlanje noma usithinte lapha ku consumer@sabc.co.za and sikhona futhi lapha on social media. Mbukeli namhlanje ke sibheke izinto phela ezingaba inkinga kwezivumelwano zokuthengiselwana ngezindlu phecelezi that property phakathi kwakho njengomthengi kanye nalabo abakuthengiselayo. Lo uMajali uMangwane Nhlanhla is my name. Singabe sachitha mbukeli isikhathi asingene shiqe odabeni lethu la namhlanje. Mbukeli, after viewing a property and of course getting blown away by some of its ideal qualities, including of course lauma fittings, agubkopi and the fixtures vela overseas, we often cannot wait ukuthi sithenge leyo indlu. But what if of course the seller now decide ukuthi uyayisusa lezi zinto ebezihehe ukuthi uthenge leyo indlu? That exotic tree ebilapha kwifoya ayisekho susele ngomgodi wena, or substituted that chandelier obuyitshela ukuthi wena yazini sengiqedile nje bazothi ama-guest wami mengena heheke. Initially fell in love. Those are the things that you initially fell in love with during a property viewing. So wenza njani umthengisi meseyithathile? Well, as a buyer, you do have legal recourse against that, and a seller, think again before uba tempted ukuthi udlale a fast one after the deal has been signed. Ngoba hey sizokujaha thina size sikuthole. Mbukeli ukukhuluma kabanzi-ke ngodaba lwethu la namhlanje asamukele izivakashi zethu lapha on Skype. Sinayo uSisidineo Molomo, yena-ke she's a property expert alongside insizwa ewummeli we-property, ngisho yena-ke ubaba uBangiso Mhlabeni. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. Siyanamukela kwilungelo lakho.
Thank you very much.
Siyabonga kakhulu sisalisha.
Hi Sisidineo. Sisidineo wasichazele kabanzi. I mean, as a property expert udaba la namhlanje, like I mean, how familiar are consumers with ukuthi lama fixtures kunento ekuthiwa included no excluded phakathi kwale sale?
Mase sikhuluma sisho ke Alisha, yabona indaba yokuthenga kwendlu sisafundisa manje for umphakathi wethu. It's still something that we're educating on a day-to-day basis. Angeke size sithi abantu sebayijwayele indaba yokuthi bayathenga nokuthi kwenziwa kanjani makuse kuthengiwa izindlu. So mina bengathi all of the estate agents bekumele ukuthi benza umsebenzi wabo. The first part yokwenza umsebenzi ukuthi umuntu akhona ukuthi afundise lo muntu lo amthengiselayo, amtshele ukuthi umthetho uhamba kanjani. Ngathi singaqala ngaloko nje.
Wena Bangisa, I mean, how common is this mistake amongst particularly abantu abathengayo njengoba esho Sisidineo ukuthi the onus is actually on umthengisi lo ozobe edayisa indlu, as you are viewing ukuthi akuchazela ukuthi kahle kahle lezinto oyibonayo ungabisajabula kakhulu ngoba phela sizoyisusa uma sesidayisa indlu baba.
Yeah. Usisidineo all right, because most of the time umuntu othenga nothengisayo, the first point of entry bahlala noSisidineo abantu abathengisa property. Thina as conversers siza after, but normally because into yokuthenga nokuthengisa ifana nema negotiations, fanele sibonisane ukuthi yini engithengayo, how much is it costing me. For example, nxa uthenga indlu kunento esibiza ama conditions, whether do we include into esendlini or sithenga nje indlu except ama chandeliers and so on. Those things, if for example, because usually abantu abathengisa izindlu bayenza what we call staging of the home, whereby bayihlobise ibe enhle ibe smart, but the onus is on the seller ukuthi achazele umuntu othengayo ukuthi le chandelier ibona le ngiyayithanda ngihamba nayo na ayisali, le sofa ngihamba nayo, istofu ngihamba naso. Otherwise umthetho uthi everything attached endlini, you know, ama-fitted features.
Fixtures, yeah.
Ashaka the because they are affixed to the house. Only those things as he lose that are movable, like a sofa, a bed, if they're not fixed on the wall, then we can take them. So, but that is not automatic. Finally, it's negotiated. That their standard stuff, so that bavumela nesasuka from upfront become a surprise. So, is it part of what I'm buying or now as the owner? So those things discuss upfront, but disclose upfront. Kuko, what we have sometimes a list of things that we as they are excluded from the sale. So lendo avoid any confusion. Finally, bavumela upfront with into ethengayo. Lendlu is an Antoni, so that it is a core surprises.
But Babu Bangisa, I just want to hear this so that abante emakhaya bezokwazi nabo ukuthi mesekonakala bagijima bablame bani. We've been saying here, as Usistineo has also been saying, ukuthi the onus is on the seller to disclose lezo zinto ukuthi whether they're included or excluded. So are you then saying ukuthi should ever a need arise ukuthi umuntu usefuna ukuyocomplain ukuthi hayibo phela mina oqala lo muntu akazange angichazela ukuthi that chandelier iyahamba or that brass door whatever uzoyithatha uzoyikhipha afake yasemayimai. So can you then say ukuthi we can solely blame lo muntu obedayisa for non-disclosure, and is there a clause emthethweni esho ukuthi they then become liable for that damage or ukuthi abazange ba disclose lezo zinto baba?
Okay, I know I got cut a little bit, so but I'm back. I may have missed the other part intro yako.
Yeah,
but normally, for a disclosure, for example, a seller is represented as the agent.
Yes.
Udineo will take through a buyer what is it that they are buying and what is it they're not disclosed, they're not buying. So the problem property transactions is young into especially with agreements, it must be in writing.
Yes.
If we need add a chandeliers, they must be added. We agreement before we sign. If we include everything, it must be added in writing. By the policy because Section 2 of Let Act, everything must be in writing and must be signed by the parties.
Yes.
So along a policy. I should party agreement. Even if we know I the critical shaka, I don't know what I say, but if I belong a pants, you can't hold them liable.
Okay.
You can only enforce as by the party as sign the as shaka. But yeah.
Okay, let me hear from Mrs. Dineo, Babu Bangiso. Mrs. Dineo, we know ukuthi ama agents amaningi, they're not going to be truthful. In fact, a lot of salespeople are not going to be forthcoming when it comes to izinto that they need to disclose, particularly when they need to make a sale and kumele badayise izinto. So, do you find it often ukuthi abantu babuela kunina mhlambe bazocomplain ukuthi mina okokuqala wasn't even aware ukuthi kunezinto ezibizo inclusion or exclusion. Therefore, I wasn't asking or looking for those things, but what inspired me to buy this house was because ngibonile that tree in the foyer. I saw those amatepsi importiwe naleya chandelier elaphayana kanjani. So mina abazange bangitshele, which goes back to the seller, as ulokhuzana ubutbangiso esho ukuthi the onus is on that person, but that person nayo uzothi no mina bengifuna ukwenza imali, and then therefore I'm not liable for that. Sister Nell?
Sis Alicia, you know, for most of the time, when people are buying property for the first time, you do get to experience and have that bad experience.
Yeah.
Uthi uhambe uyobona indlu, uyibone ifurniture igcwele indlu yonke. Angithi wena mawuyingenela uyibheka for the first time, ayikho into ezosho ekhandeni lakho ukuthi some of these things ozibonayo zizobe zingekho.
Exactly.
There is no such information that you've been taught that says I should even be asking about the detail of amatepu or ama itofu engizbonayo. And kaningi, you do find when they are selling the house, of course, they're going to make it look the part so that you are able to be enticed to that extent of signing the offer to purchase. And uthola ukuthi by the time uphinda futhi uzoyibona uyabona ukuthi kusekhona ezinye izinto ezishodayo, especially if kuyindlu ethengiswayo and abantu bakhona uthola ukuthi bayaphuma bayahamba. Uzothi mawuphinda ubuya uzothola ukuthi ezinye izinto manje awusazikhumbula ukuzikhumbula mara uyazi ukuthi khona something bekhona la ngasemnyango mawungena but awusayiboni nokuyibona ke and awukhumbula ukuthi bekuyini. So I would say most of the time for the buyer, the first time buyer, most importantly, have the experience and the knowledge yokuthi mawuza, take your own photos, ask for permission from the estate agent and take your own photos of the things that are attracting you. And most of it, even take a video of the entire property so that you are not taken aback by ukuthi uthola ukuthi ezinye izinto asekho ke manje mawuphinda ubuya, because angeke uze uyovakasha ilanga lokuqala uzoya futhi okwesibili uye futhi okwesithathu mhlambe usayine ke ngesikhathi sesine uphinde uyile uyovakasha. But uzothola ukuthi ama estate agent now, they're actually not very honest towards ama buyers, especially when it comes to the detail yokuthi yini ezobe isala la endlini nokuthi yini engasiye yakho ozoyithola nayo ke nayo indlu le oyithenga.
Okay, all right, asibambe lapho mbukeli 0117146918 0117146919 consumer@sabc.co.za. Asithi shalele ngaseyitolo. We'll be back shortly after this. Mbukeli, we're live on SABC 1 Mzansi for sure. Ingcingo zethu ivuliwe 0117146918, alternatively 7146919. Consumer@sabc.co.za is our email address. Sikhona futhi on Facebook. My guest today uSisidine Mulomo, who's a property expert, kanye nommeli uBhutbangiso Mhlabeni. Yena ke he's a property lawyer. Basiza mbukeli ukuthi sazi ukuthi uma ngabe uzothenga indlu wena usufica leya shendeliye uyoyibheka indlu, usufica leya swimming pool engathi mhlambi iyasuswa, usufica lesa sihlahle esi-exotic esivela eRussia lapha kwifoya, masuthi uyomuva in dololo ayisekho zonke lezo zinto, kanti izinto ebezikumotivate zikhehile ukuthi uyithenge lezo zindlu, kanti ke yini ongayenza? So do give us a call uma ngabe wena uke wayithola ukuleyo nkinga. Babu Bangiso, let's talk about, I know you touched on it a little bit before siye khefini, the law of fixtures, ne, ukuthi iyona le echaza ukuthi what is included and what is not excluded kwilokhuzana kwiseli yendlu. Mhlambe baba mungasinikeza iexample, mhlambe awusitshele iminyango, ama bathroom taps, izini lezi zinto esingathi they come with the house as fixtures, as immovable, engakhona ukuthi isuke lapho baba.
Okay, this is come from way back from the Roman law.
Yes.
If indlu ingeyakho, whatever that is fixed endlini, or fixed emhlabeni, like emhlabeni, it is permanent. It comes permanent to the ground. So the owner of that property, owner whatever that is fixed on that property.
Efana nani Babu Bangiso? Efana nama swimming pool, nezihlahla ezisegcekeni, nama bathroom, ama toilets, ama basins, zonke lezo zinto.
Yes, for example, if you take indlu,
yes,
curtains, nama curtain rails. Ama curtains ayahamba because movable. Kodwa ama curtain rails are fixed about the panel.
Okay.
If uthenga indlu inama blinds ngaba akunamathiselwe or asikuhlele ebondweni, they become part of the wall. So they become part of the panel ama blinds. Anything exclusive, for example, I want to buy a satellite dish. This dish.
Yeah.
The dish is ebondweni. So it becomes part of the property, it's fixed. So into hamba it's now fixed. Anything that can be removed, damage or yakumoshakele, afanele isuswe. Makuno sihlahla as long as ukho ku-apartment, xa ufakwe emhlabeni iyasheka, but xa ku-apartment because it's movable, ingahamba i-apartment. Anything that is movable iyahamba yonke. Kodwa into njenge, for example, i-building stove, most of the time kufanele isheke ngoba iba fixed. but omnye uzathi but ndiyakwazi ukuyitsala nje ndihambe nayo i-build the stove. Kodwa most of the time it become part of the furniture, part of the kitchen cabinet. So finally check in the kitchen cabinet. So but those things just negotiate. So into njengozo i-swimming pool for example i-fixed iyasheka but i-barracuda or whatever creepy crawly agathi but this one ngahamba ngayo because it's expensive. Ndithenge France therefore ndifuna uhamba ngayo. So those things must be disclosed upfront. Umuntu othengayo nothengisa ukuthi iyasheka fasheke na. Yabona kuyo for the purchase kune-page ethi conditions and special conditions.
Yes.
Especially lapho nibhala khona ukuthi ngaphandle kwendlu into enye futhi enifunayo eni-excludayo or eni-includayo. So for example omnyango ngathi i-butler doors, i-butler zami zi-smart ndizithenge expensive ndifuna uhamba ngazo kodwa they are fixed i-butler. When they check nendlu yabona because they are part of the house. They become part of the fixed property. So kufanele ngazihambe into enjengezo. So normally abantu othengayo angabuzi nje athi le ndiyayifuna nale ndiyayifuna ayibhale phansi kwizo conditions ukuthi ndiyithenga le house le ndlu subject to the conditions ukuthi ndifuna nale swimming pool, ndifuna nale creepy crawly, ndifuna nale butler, nezi blats ziyasheka and then nale chandelier endiyibone iyasheka azibhale phansi so that next time ngoba umuntu othengayo uye oyenza i-offer kuqala. So you make the offer. So umuntu othengisayo uzoyi-accept the offer with those conditions. Angavumeli ukuthi hayi andiaccept the offer with the conditions. Le conditions andithandi. So kuyanegotiatwana. Sometimes wena ke ngawuthenga ungathi ke if andifumane ngale lezi fixtures ezi then masehlisa i-price. So kuyanegotiatwana.
Okay, that makes sense, Dineo. But then lama negotiations, obviously, I'm surmising ukuthi kuzomele enzeke before the offer to purchase has been signed. But now, what if you find ukuthi, like we were making an example earlier on, ukuthi omunye umuntu this akazange azadisclose ukuthi some of these fixtures zizohamba nendlu. What do you do in that instance? I just want to hear from you as a property expert ukuthi umuntu, let's say it's one of your customers, ungam-advise ukuthi enze njani, and then we'll hear the legal process ukuthi yona isebenza kanjani from ubhutbangiso.
It's a good question, Alicia, because you find that the person was signed offer to purchase at a particular date, and the day ayibona indlu beyigcwele. The date azothola ngayo ikhiye zakhe ukuthi ayothatha indlu, take ownership. Makangena phakathi kukhona izinto ezingasekho. And the question now you're asking, Uguti, what do they do at that time when they discover, Uguti, there are certain things that are not there anymore that they had seen previously? And nalogu ubangiso akhuluma ngako Uguti, as long as whatever that is attached and it's screwed on, in other words, it's on the wall, it's a carpet that is already put and placed on the floor. Kusho ukuthi azihambi lezo zinto lezo and kumele ukuthi zisale, but if uyakhona ukuzikhipha uyakhona ukuzidonsa then ziyahamba. If you find that some of these things are not there, then yes, the first person you're supposed to be talking to, one is your estate agent. La uzomtshela khona ukuthi, because uzongena naye most of the time, makakunike zona ikhiye uzoba khona nawe lapho endlini, and that's an opportunity yokuthi ningene nobabili nibone ukuthi lento bekakuthengisele yona kusaseyiyo na, and uzobe ubona nawe for the first time uthola ikhiye zakho ukuthi mhlambe isipili lesi besise bathroom that was attached, it's no longer there. And then uzokhuluma naye, then nenza i-list ezosho ukuthi ayisekho ini, ayisekho nalena, ayisekho le besekamureni, ayisekho le besekitchen. I did have an experience before. These days uzothola ukuthi ama-kitchen awesimanje manje uzothola ukuthi anamavili ngapha. Akuwona amakhishi kwezinye indawo la bafaka khona amakhishi. Kuyikhishi enkulu kakhulu. Only to find ukuthi ikhishi lakhona bekuyikhishi elihlezi ngaphezulu, but it was not bolted down. And kwathola ukuthi uyakhona ukusukumisa ikhishi lona lelo, certain parts zikhishi. So by the time umnikazi sekayithengile indlu, bengazi nami as the agent beyithengisa indlu yakhona, sathola ukuthi almost half of the kitchen is actually out, and kukhona ezinye indawo iphathe ama-kitchen engasekho. And kwaba yinkinga ke lokho because baye bakhala bona-ke abanikazi bendlu laba abathengisa indlu bathi no besingayifakanga ikhishi. Ngithi no, but azange nikhulume ukuthi angeke nize nifake certain parts zekhishi. Nithengise ikhishi the way lingakhona ngenjwayelo. Masibona ikhishi thina, ikhishi indawo ehlangene ehlezi engaphumi engahlukunyiswa. But siyasifundisa nemaso kunjalo-ke ukuthi next time siya-check-a yonke into ukuthi yonke into esekhishini ihlezi na, amatafula ihlezi or amatafula asukayo.
Okay, and then Babu Bangiso, the legal process, what would process take? Like, how long would it take? And umuntu uqala kuphi to then raise this complaint esethola ukuthi lezi zinto abeyifuna isekho?
Okay, I think there are two scenarios for the situation.
So in fact, Babu Bangiso, just hold that thought right there. I want to quickly take a quick ad break. Mbukeli khona ubhuti Bangiso ezosichazela kabanzi ukuthi the legal process masubonile ukuthi izinto zakho sebelithathile ikhishi ngoba belinamavili isihlahla sakho asisekho lapha, what do you do ngokomthetho? 011-714-6918 011-714-6919 consumer@sabc.co.za. Yilungelo lakho. Okay, welcome back. Ngithe izingcingo zivulile manje 011-714-6918 alternatively 714-6919 consumer@sabc.co.za noma ke usithole lapha sotholokele kuma social media ethu. Nginaye uSisibuzile on the line. Sisibuzile, thank you so much for joining us. Ngakusiza kanjani today?
Hi,
Bhuti Buzile, how are you?
I'm fine, how are you?
Sengikwenza usisi ngiyaphila nsizwa. Go ahead ngombuzo wakho.
Lucky, kule nyanga yabantu abagomama, thank you so much.
Now we identify nathi siyabonga kakhulu. Thank you Bhuti Buzile. Yebo Bhuti Buzile, where are you calling us from and then uqhubeka nombuzo wakho baba?
I'm born ngisemthatha ne.
Okay baba.
I'm trying ngithenge indlu emntwini normally esibini ne.
Yes.
So eyokuqala I was happy ngayo because ndihle ndizithenga kuyo normally ezinye.
Yes.
Then the second one that ndithenge esithi ndibonile over the phone ngithumela pictures zakhona esithi ine pool. Then andayoyibona iview and abahappy because ndiyathenga ndiphinde ndithengise ngono kwami.
Okay.
But the problem is this ke ngokugqibela. So sele ndimnikezile okay ndayibona indlu ndamnikeza imali. So xa sendifuna ukuyomuva mna kuyo in as my credit was gonna be i-personal house yami le. But the problem ke ngondifisana nayo Taba, he came back. I already paid him and I signed every paper. But indawo yami ke ngoku. So when I was moving in, because I said to him, he must give me someone who's gonna guard the yard because I was not around.
Yes.
Then what he did, he took out the swimming pool.
How?
I understand. So what did a swimming pool? I was not aware by swimming pool. It comes as something like a bucket.
Yes, yes.
I know. I thought the swimming pool, when you do a swimming pool, you do tiling inside. I thought it comes with the pieces, but can't figure and I figure it's like it big failure. There's nothing says there was a swimming pool there. When I'm calling him, I said there's nothing which is empty because I paid him and everything, so there's nothing he wanted from me.
Hi, but
So in that stage, and if you look at I ended up saying I don't want to move inside in the yard because there's this thing which is new, then I can't yard. So is that thing, is it
Okay, but Buzile, so ufuna ukwazi uba what is there is nothing else that you've done, so usafuna ukubuza because this person manje uthi akasakhona ukukusiza.
Ayasabazongisiza because uyathi uthi ngicebele ukumbhadala imali kumlaye kuwe imali yakhe kuwe nami ichipha kwakhe kuwe umza wami.
Xa umbuzo uba kutheni enansi ke egubha swimming pool athi intoni reason yakhe?
Then because of the partner agreement obana ndawuthenga umzonje it's none of his business into obana ndithi swimming pool ayikho yena uyazi into obana ndithenge umzi as area yomzi and ii-boundaries zomzi, not nothing like into ethi ndithenge ne-swimming pool. Bengandithengisele i-swimming pool, bendithengisele umzi.
Yebethu nani mamela Bhutbuzile ngicela ushiye ama-details wakho so that we can give him to ama-experts wethu namhlanje, so that because we don't want to go into details ngokuba who were the people that sold you the house. Maybe those details ungabapha bona so that they can try and intervene. Yeva tata? All right, thank you. All right, Bangile, I mean, what do you think about that? Utenge indlu from a regular seller. He was happy with the first one, second one. He went to view, he was happy, it had everything intact. There was never any, there's exclusions or inclusions. Nobody, there was automatic inclusions for everything that was there, including the pool. Utige, he said when he went to move in, the pool was already dug up. When he's asking the guy, he's telling him, no, nah, I sold you a house. I didn't sell you a swimming pool. So Pumagum and these.
Lena, it's a clear case of fraud. It's a clear case, not even a misrepresentation, it's a clear case of fraud. When the person markets the house, obviously marketed in a swimming pool. And you know worse because he's a regular seller. So if he's a regular seller, what he can do in terms of because now he's covered by what we call the Consumer Protection Act.
Yes.
The Consumer Protection usually covers those who are in the business of supplying. So he supplier is involved all the time. So in terms of that act, only 6 months, whereby within 6 months he can cancel the contract after like back. So it's entitled to get him like back in terms of the Consumer Protection Act.
All right.
And he can even go to court and enforce it through the as a consumer based on that act.
All right. Okay. Siyathemba ke Bhutbuzile uba uvile apho uba kuthiwa this is a clear case of fraud. Ayina nokuthi it's misrepresentation. Ungaya uyosebenzisa uinvoke the CPA Consumer Protection Act yokuba you can cancel a contract in 6 months and then you will get your money back or take it even through a court process. But like I said, sicela ushiye details zakho so that we can share them with our experts wethu. But Bangile, you were also explaining something, the legal process just before siya kwi-Kefuba. What would then happen? Like, let's say Nancy dispute has arisen, Kengoku. What is the legal process? Which court do you go to? Which lawyer do you go to?
Okay, there are two scenarios. The first one, which if the is the owner represented by an agent, then that would be a case here which you want to enforce my rights work. You either go to get a lawyer, a litigation lawyer, who either take them to court where a court order whereby it compels them to comply with the contract. So you sue, basically, it's a civil action. And then alternatively, if the sale is going, it can go through an estate agent. Estate agent becomes a supplier. So as a supplier, it is bound to explain all the requirements. So buyer then is able to, because the agent is printing the seller.
Yes.
We can still invoke a Consumer Protection Act whereby agent, you would represent the seller, therefore you misled me. What I bought into I think is in this bonapam. Therefore, either if I don't get what this thing, I'm entitled to cancel the contract within 6 months.
Okay.
Remember, in the past, there used to be what you call, which is still there, a cooling off.
A cooling period. Yeah, yes.
Cooling off period. A cooling off clause is out. If you take it less than 250,000, you've got something like 5 days to think about it, or 14 days, and then before you have a final.
Yes.
You sign your offer, then take your time, and then you can come back and say, I'm just getting it. They are cancelled within that period. They're cooling off. But now, the Consumer Protection Act has extended that period to if you take a supplier, regular service, that 14 days cannot apply, or that 5 days cooling off. Even the cooling off, by extending it to more than just 250,000, as long as it's not what was presented to you.
Yes.
So you have a right to cancel within the period of 6 months. Yeah.
All right. Siyabonga kakhulu baba imbukela isihlale sikhuluma ke le Consumer Protection Act. Yey, hamba ubuyisele leyo yinto. I know ukuthi excitement izobe emnandi ukuthi ubusuthi umuvela in, but if kuukuthi lo muntu uqambela amanga from the beginning, then there can be no good relationship there. Sis Margaret, thank you for staying on the line all the way from Epitoli. Kunjani ma?
Ngiyaphila mama unjani?
Ngiyaphila sithanda sami uthi qaba nje sizoya ekhefini ngombuzo wakho sibuye sikuphendule.
We are residents in Pretoria and in Pretoria West, Capital View.
Yes.
So when we were sold the houses, we bought from a developer. I'm not sure if I can name the developer.
Ungamname isithanda sami okwamanje bangaze basibophe.
Okay. But when we bought the houses, we were sold the houses as we are in Denville.
Okay.
But when we discovered, then when we received our municipality bills and stuff like that, after we registered, we discovered that we fall under Lotus Garden.
Okay.
Lotus Garden has an electricity problem that cables are stolen every 2 days. So we are normally out of electricity. So how do we approach this matter? My question is that how do we approach this matter, mostly with the municipality, of us being moved to Denville where we bought, because the properties were advertised in Denville and they are still continuing to sell new houses in this area.
So Batama Services is Margaret Akamuga in this municipality that they're actually not coming from. It's another municipality that is giving you problems.
Yes.
Okay, all right, Ntokazi, all right, you can stay on Lokhuzeni ubheke lapho kumabona kude wakho sizokuphendula emva kwekhefu. Mbukeli now ungenza njengo sis Margaret 0117146918 or 7146919 consumer@sabc.co.za usithole lapha ku Facebook or Twitter. Siyabuya emva kwaleli khefu ungayindawo. Bukele ingcingo zivuliwe 0117146918 or 7146919 consumer@sabc.co.za is our email address. Sikhona futhi on Facebook. My guest today uSisidineo Molomo, a property expert, alongside ummeli we-property uBhutbangiso Mhlabeni. Mbukeli sikhuluma ngokuthi uma wena uzothenga indlu uye ukoyiviewa ufice kunezinto uthi masuthi uyamuva in uyifice lezi zinto ayisekho kanti bengazange waziswe wena noma zibhalwe or kunegotiate ukuthi lezi they are part of the sale. Manje wenake, what can you do? All right, Sisidineo, I don't know if ungasiza lana or ulokhuzana uBhutbangiso on issue ka sis Margaret mayelana noMunicipal. Ubani ongasiza lapho Sisidineo? Maybe if you can just quickly give us your thoughts.
Let me just touch on just a small part of it and then mhlambu uBangiso ke angayiphetela. You know, she mentioned ukuthi there's a particular area where they thought they were actually buying.
Yes.
And ungakhohlwa ukuthi geographically masithenga indawo uyeza phela uyoyibona indawo la uthenga khona, you come and you view the place and you approve it and you sign on the dotted line ukuthi yebo ngiyathenga ngiyabona ukuthi ikuphi.
Yes.
Now when it comes to indaba ze municipality and cable thefts, that's something that it's a little bit out of control to the developer. Because uzothola ukuthi inkinga ye cable theft iningi kakhulu at the moment, particularly in the whole of the Gauteng area, and that's not something that you can hold liability to the developer in particular.
No, but Sisidineo, Sis Margaret, they actually, the service provider is not the one they were told ukuthi bazo acquire ama services under. Kahle where they are getting these services, lezi problematic as the cable theft, is another municipality that was never part of the agreement as ama developers maybe badayisela ilokhuzana idea of buying a property under bona.
Ngimuzwe kahle, and it's not something that's normal. Ubangiso ngangifakazela kule ngikhulumayo ukuthi not normal ukuthi municipality ne-information municipality kungabi into eyaziwayo, because municipality that is most likely going to approve the building plans.
Absolutely. Yeah, boss Sisidineo, go ahead.
Usually it's approved by the municipality, and when the municipality has approved, the papers that are signed, even at the conveyancers level, most of the time, it's already committing in terms of the actual area. So if there's any dispute, that dispute should have been at that time when they noticed the area is completely different and that's not where they want to fall in.
Yeah, Bhutbangiso.
Yes, I think Elena, if we investigate further. But what could have happened, what I'm not sure, I'm just thinking about it loud, it could be an issue at a demarcation or redemarcations in municipalities, because those they happen all the time. For example, today you fall under Boxback, tomorrow you fall under Binoni, so but it's still the same municipality. So they need to do a further investigation, because it doesn't look like a problem was with the developer, because she says it is still being advertised as that area. So area A, right, it's only the municipality where she finds herself now falling under. And then I think it brings a lot of investigation, a lot of information for anyone to can advise properly.
Yeah, no. So, but bangiso yini mhlawumbe abangayenza kwamanje, do they then go to mhlawumbe ibranch yabo yamasipala, or who's the service provider, or they go back to the developer to say, you sold us an idea ukuthi we would be under these service delivery yethu iza phansi kwalo masipala? Can they do that?
I think the shortcut, what they could do is, because it is not like about tiny indlu.
Yes.
They just don't like where they fall under the area.
Yes.
So what they can, they just sell the property and move to the area and buy where they can find peace. Because fighting the developer I didn't lie to you. Only plans, normally they give the layout plan, layout plan in township, if you under this township. So and then they normally you sign this layout plans, the tangle into knowing good in assistant the some super layout plan and follow under this area. So if the developer didn't lie to them, I want to recourse to the developer. It's a question of preference because of the problems in Nazo's electricity. Therefore, let me sell and go buy a area and Banaguti. I will feel safe and feel comfortable.
Sis Margaret, I hope ntokazi uthi kuyazama shem ukuthoba umoya lokho, kodwa ke sizokushiyela inamba zakhe ubhuti Bangisa laphayana kanye nawe Sisdinyewo on our Facebook page as well, and uzobona futhi on the repeat show khona nizokwazi ukuthi mhlambe nibathinte, because uthi it seems like there was something umkhonyovo khona, but akazi ukuthi ubani it needs further investigation ukuze kwazi ukuthi kuzeke kanjani ukuthi nikezwe nina imasipala enfola under as a service provider, which was a wrong one according to it develop. Now let's go back to this thing, Sisdinyewo. We were talking about many things lana. There was a question that arose here ukuthi nako ke siyoviwa indlu ntokazi ngimnandi nani ngihamba nelawyer yami convenience yami in angizugibele roofini ntokazi ngicheck ukuthi i-ceiling njani 3 weeks mase ngimove in, it's summer iyaqala imvula iyanetha. When I was looking at the house it was still spring, bengakabi nemvula, yithi imvula iqale wolokohlo i-roof. What do I do? Because I've already signed and I doubt ukuthi izinto ezinjengo roof, I mean, people even think about when it comes to viewing.
That's a very difficult one, Alicia. And now, one of those examples where we learn by experience, unfortunately. Because if we are cabangisisa kahle ukuthi between the time ozothenga indlu, it's beginning of winter, up to the time summer, particularly in Gauteng, because it only rains in summer in Gauteng, you could find that that's the time period that you would wait to see that there is a problem. There is such a thing as to inspect a house before you buy it. Bakhona abantu abangama inspector and uyakhona ukuyithola service yakhona at an extra cost. Into that is legalized in South Africa. It's only an extra option at the moment. But if you do have any concerns, okuzibona ngaso lesisikhathi oyayo uyothenga indlu, ungazicelela and kube uwe futhi obhadalayo ukuthi i-inspection le iyenziwe for the house itself. But of course, if akunalutho oyibonile ukuthi iyinkinga ngaleso sikhathi leso othengayo or uyobona indlu, uzoyibuza i-estate agent ukuthi zikhona na izinto engathi zimoshakele kakhulu ezifana ne-roof okanye beziceda ukulungiswa. And most of the time i-estate agent, if i-roof beceda ukulungiswa, bekumele ukuthi bayakunikeza i-receipt isho ukuthi the time period or the guarantee that has been given by the person that fixed the roof is for so long, mhlambe for a year or 2 years. But if ke indlu iyamosheka ngaleso lesikhathi sesama, imvula iyanetha, naku-ke sekuyavuleka kuyamosheka, it's something again you can go back to negotiate, uyokhuluma ne-estate agent. but you can refer back to the Consumer Protection Act. If it's still within the 6-month period, then yes, there's hope that there's something that can be done. If it's beyond that, then it can become now some sort of a legal argument.
And I'm going to start with a Miss Buya Putbangisa uqoqa ama-answers akho lapho because ngifuna ukuzwa ngempela ukuthi mase sifika kuwena sithini 011-714-6918 714-6919 consumer@sabc.co.za. Let's take another ad break. Siyabuya khona manje. Welcome back to our final segment. Mbukeli, I'm still with Usistineo Molomo, who is a property expert. Nommeli we-property uPutbangiso Mhlabeni. Putbangiso, I mean, uyachaza lana Usistineo ukuthi you would then need to ukuthi uyitholele i-specialist, like for say njengomuntu oyothenga a-second-hand car gets a specialist we-AA ukuthi ayo-check ama-engines nani ukuthi lezo zinto ziyasebenza. But if things fall apart within that 6 months ingakapheli, let's say impompi siyaqala iyaqhebuka, do they then still fall under that Consumer Protection Act, even though you had already signed the offer to purchase, but these things were not checked ukuthi ziyasebenza or azisebenzi before the sale?
Okay, all right, in that the not obligation, but responsibility njengomntu othenga indlu. Yazi indlu is one of the single investment enkulu oyenzayo in a lifetime. So now uthenga indlu, because it's one thing oyenza uvuyile ukuthi it's going to improve your life, it's going to improve uthenga ikhaya. So you need to make sure ukuthi le ndlu oyithengayo using language yakudala ayisoskorokoro, indlu ephilileyo, indlu ezothi ungafika ungene phakathi kwayo uhlale ube happy. So once the little that ufuna uyenze njengomuntu othengayo, ufuna uzame uyenza your little homework now. Yenza homework yakho ukuthi le ndlu ndiyayithanda, but before ndiyithenga ndiyayithenga subject to ndifumane inspection report either from these companies ezenza ama-inspections, ba-inspecte bajonge ukuthi i-right is it as good as it looks, or is it too good to be true? Satisfied now njengomuntu othenga, so that minimize ingxaki onoba nazo once umuve ngaphakathi. Because you do have as much as you sell an obligation to disclose, now we've got a responsibility to make sure ukuthi le ndlu uyithengayo it's what usho ngayo. And what we call the fixtures clause, for example.
Yes, I was about to ask ngalezo zindlu ikakhulukazi wena Putbangiso lezi zama-auction where you get everything as is, so therefore the CPA doesn't ayisebenzi khona lapho.
In fact, yes, there is a CPA. But what the CPA says is that the fixtures clause, I say citizen so we take indlu with the defects. No, with the Consumer Protection Act, you take indlu as it is. But you must make sure that if umnikazi wendlu uyazi ukuthi kukama
defects, yes.
Defects that you can see and defects that you can see. The owner is obliged to ask but anduzilungisa uzalungisela yona.
Okay.
Of ngafuna ndilungise municipal, uyazi ipool ayisebenzi, uyazi underflow heating ayisebenzi, all those as disclosed up front, so that uyazi ukuthi what are the defects, uthenga lendlu as it is with those defects ozaziyo.
All right.
So ukuya ngomthetho uthi i-defects umnikazi wendlu angazaziyo, he or she cannot be held bound because it has looms of nagazazi. So discover even maintenance issues.
Okay. All right, but Putbangiso, it's in Buzo Sistineo. Then what would happen? Let's say that were part of the sale agreement, that were included in the sale, but he refuses. What then?
I think legal recourse is the best one.
Yeah.
In particular, ukuthi uzifunele ummeli and uye kummeli wona lo ukuthi akusize ukuthi uzithole zona lezo zinto lezo. But I can tell you now ukuthi it would be quite a long
process.
process. Yes, that would cost you over and above more legal fees because uyabazi phela abo bangiso ba-cost imali eningi kakhulu. Ungambona hlezi lapha uhlezi uphethe kwemali lapha. So,
All right.
so there's quite a number, there's quite an amount of money that you're going to have to pay in order to try and get those things.
Okay, ngiyabonga kakhulu uSisidineo uSisidineo Molomo alongside ummeli uBhoti Bangiso umhlabeni who's a property expert. Mbukeli, we are going to be having a repeat of this show. So if you missed anything, ama contact details wabo, please go and check, and also on our YouTube channel as well. Zikhona zonke lezinto, and on our Facebook page uzothola iy'namba zabo. Mbukeli, unfortunately, I've run out of time. Thank you so much for your calls, for your participation. Nokuthi nisibuze ni-educated. Guys, kumele nifunde izinto, ningabani nithi hey ngiyothenga foodstuds. Do send us those topics engingafuni ukuthi sisidiscuss okwamanje yakajala intokazi enhle mhlophe vela phansi amanzi emtoti ithi nje nisale kahle emakhaya.